Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program Discover Qurra, your integrated research management software. We will start our program very soon. Just a quick gentle reminder to everyone to avoid interruptions. Please keep your microphone muted throughout the session. And if you have any questions for our speaker, you may drop your question at the chat box. Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings to Associate Professor Dr. Badri Najib Zubir, Dean of IIUM Academy, Mr. Syed Shahzad, our honorable speaker, ladies and gentlemen, our respected audience, brothers and sisters. Welcome to our webinar, Discover Qurra, your integrated research management software, organized by IIUM Academy of Graduate and Professional Studies in collaboration with Oxademy Education, or we know as OxEducation, and IIUM Research Management Centre. My name is Emma from IIUM Academy Events. It's a very great honor and pleasure to meet all participants in this Zoom meeting, and we are also streaming live on YouTube, so welcome to all joiners on our IIUM Academy YouTube channel. Qurra, as many of you might already know, is the first comprehensive cloud-based research management platform that will make things so much better. It allows you to do qualitative analysis, store all references in one place, track interactions, and so much more interesting and helpful features. And of course, I'm not the one who will be talking about it. So we have with us today, Mr. Syed Shahzad, founder of Oxademy Education, to share with us his knowledge and experiences in using Qurra. So let's learn from the experienced one to manage wisely. To introduce him, I have the pleasure to invite IIUM Academy Dean, Associate Professor Dr. Badri Najib Zubir. Please welcome.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very good morning to all. It gives me great pleasure to have all of you and to welcome all of you into this talk and into this webinar, which will feature Mr. Syed Shahzad, who is the founder of Education, and Education is a collaborator of the International Islamic University Malaysia for some academic programs, and they have been actively involved in learning and also in capacity building for many people throughout the world, and in particular in some countries as well, like Pakistan, for example, involvement in building capacity building for the teachers with the help of technology. So Mr. Syed Shahzad obtained his degree from the University of New South Wales in Australia, and he is from Australia. Is an Australian citizen, and then he went on to obtain his second degree, master's in finance from the world-renowned Oxford University, the University of Oxford in UK, and he spent quite a lot of time over there after his graduation to set up a company and also to set up an institution of learning, which is called Oxademy Business School. And under this Oxademy Business School, the MBA program has been launched, the online MBA program in collaboration with the University of Buckingham. So with this experience, IIUM entered into a collaboration with him to deliver the remote supervision scheme for students, where students from all over the world can join some selected masters and also PhD program in IIUM, in the International Islamic University Malaysia, with a lot of online engagement without really having to relocate themselves and come to the IIM main campus. So, and now the good thing is that those who are joining the program will also have the privilege of using the research management platform that Mr. Syed is going to introduce today. So over to you, Mr. Syed. Thank you very much. It gives us great pleasure to have you here. And the floor is yours, or the screen is yours.
نحمد ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. To all of you, greetings, good morning, good afternoon. It's afternoon for me. Dr. Badri, thank you very much for the for a very generous introduction. It's funny, I didn't plan to wear this T-shirt, by the way. It says PhDing and it's got this emoji where the mind is just blown. So I think it's appropriate for this conversation. Where we're going to discuss specifically research and how research is managed. One of the things that I have recently embarked upon is actually doing a PhD myself. I'm in my second year. It's been an amazing journey, but at the same time, it's been a journey where lots of emotions, challenges, and lots of new ways of learning, really, which was never thought to me in the past. My background is technology, and I've run I actually have in the past, and I still do run a tech company, which is an education technology company. We developed online learning platforms and online learning or distance learning solutions from classic AI-driven platforms to mobile-based learning. We also spent a lot of time in the past in developing content and creating the content and human and the machine interaction in a way that what we call it the knowledge-based adaptive learning. So when the learner is going through a course or a learning objective, specifically the content and the platform adapts to the learner's behavior. So all of that knowledge, plus we developed the academic programs like an MBA program that Dr. Badri just mentioned in partnership with the universities in the UK. And now we're working with IIUM on different fronts. Today's conversation really is around a specific platform called, basically the pronunciation is Qurra. I'll bring up the screen so you guys can start to see. So basically the platform that we are going to discuss today, I'm going to take you all through a couple of slides, not to bore you too much. There are a few slides, but I will just skip past them rapidly and take you straight into the platform, so you will be able to see the actual tool in action. The platform is called, it's pronounced as Qurra, or in English Qurra, and in Arabic Qurra rather. The platform is named after Al-Sabi Thabit ibn Qurra, who was an astronomer, physician, and a mathematician born in today's Turkey. He worked in Iraq and was best known for translating classic Greek works on astronomy. And he also discovered an equation for determining the amicable numbers, so a pair of numbers, which each of which is the sum of the factors of the other. I think that's what it's called. So the platform is named after this great scientist, and it's actually designed to provide help to researchers from all fronts. During any research, we have a vast variety of tools, from reference management to notes taking to file management to bibliography, coding, people that we engage with. All of that come into one platform, and it's designed to be a cloud-based secure platform where researchers from master's program or a PhD program can use to do all of the work in one place. This slide is actually quite important for today's talk. I thought I'll bring it up. It all started from seeing the quality of research, really. There's a really nice paper by Hussein Ghazmi, I think, if I'm pronouncing it right, on the issues in Malaysian higher education, specifically from quantitative representation of the top 5 priorities, values, challenges, solutions from the viewpoint of academic learners. So his study is basically around the issues that Malaysian higher education is facing, or was facing at that point when the study was done. And as you can see, I've actually got 2 screens, so I'm looking away on the other screen. Basically, you can see the major problems in the research is around honesty and integrity. It's around finance, budgeting, fundraising, staff affairs management, achieving goals, KPI standards. Not all of them are applicable to individuals or learners or researchers, really. It's basically across the whole of the industry. But for us, what is critical is around the development, training, honesty, quality, monitoring, supervision, student affairs, KPI standards. These are all the issues that the research is facing in Malaysia and basically beyond Malaysia as well. This slide talks specifically about Malaysia because of the audience, but it honestly is applicable to anyone around the world. So these are the main issues faced by higher education learners. And what I have decided, or what we have decided as a company, is how do we solve this problem? So the research is convoluted. It's quite a lot happening when we do research. We have to plan our research. We have to have a supervision. Someone's constantly giving us feedback or on our backs, keeping an eye on us, helping us, guiding us, sort of navigating through this complex and a long journey. And how do they stay on top of it? How do we stay on top of it as well as a researcher? We have to do lots of reading, coding. So the coding is the academic coding, the paper coding, or the research coding. So we've got to read lots of papers. We have to code them, categorize them, put in the right sections, use them in literature review, use them for other papers or final thesis. Reference management, we read so much in a PhD or a master's by research. There's a lot of reading in the research, and referencing is quite critical, and there are different types of referencing. Then we meet with people in this journey, then we write a lot, and tons are happening. So it's actually a lot of things are happening when we are researching, and Qurra is about bringing all of that in control. And this comes from my own experience, and people at the University of New South Wales and the Student Defence Force Academy here are using this platform. Some of the learners are using this platform. We have some students overseas in the UK universities using it. So there's a lot of feedback coming in, where people initially had the same issue where they found it overwhelming. And to do all of those tasks, from planning, supervision, reading, coding, etc., and there are platforms for all of them. For example, EndNote for your files of reference management, or Mendeley or Overleaf for writing, and encoding MaxQDA. It's just too many things. And then for notes, where someone's using Evernote, and then our task list in mobile phones or to-do list online. So it was just so many things were happening, and it was just creating a lot of chaos. So Qurra brings it all together. So it basically brings it under one platform. So one platform that does it all. So it allows you to do all of those things, and we'll see that in a few minutes. What this platform also does is it brings the supervision under the same umbrella. So your supervisor during your research will be connected to you through the same platform. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 7, X many supervisors, they will be able to tap into your work, help you, assist you, and also push learning content which will help you through your research, through your journey of whether it's PhD or master's. You will receive that learning content through the same platform. So you don't have to leave this platform and go and log into an LMS, for example, or emails or Moodles or all of those other tools. One platform will allow you to do all. Now, the biggest benefit of this feature in the platform, the supervisor supervision feature, is supervisors will have a constant track of your progress. They will not be able to see the details of what you do because it's all private under the privacy law, but they will be able to see how much work you're putting in, and I'll show you how it works in a second. So it's quite important for supervisors to have an oversight of your work, and they will then provide the customized and personalized help. The platform allows you to plan things, so you don't have to go anywhere else. You plan everything in one platform. The biggest section of this tool really is what we call is the researcher section. That's where you read all the literature, you manage all your literature, you save all your literature, you share your literature, download, you reference it, you code it. So basically it's a platform. So this section is basically a complete qualitative research analysis tool. This one feature alone, where you can have your references, you'll have your notes, you'll have your interactions, all of that, all your motivations, we call them, or highlights, if you highlight anything in a document, all in one place. And if you don't know the word code, I'll just quickly go over that. The code in obviously the qualitative research is a word or phrase that summarizes or captures the essence of a portion of data. So coding in the analytical process is basically categorization of data. This platform does it really well. So it brings all the codes in one place. You can just search by codes. It takes you to all the papers. You can download it. You can take the snippet out of a paper. You can write your own synopsis. You can download that synopsis. So all of that in one place. Then we also developed another feature which is called slider. Now, during your research, you will be presenting lots of stuff to different people and different stakeholders. We've built a presentation platform built into the tool, and you will see that again. The idea was that the learner logs into one platform, a researcher logs into one platform, and it stays in it throughout the day, and then uses it for all sorts of tasks, for slider, for presentations, from notes taking, from research, from messaging or speaking to supervisors, all in one platform. We discussed notes. Writer is kind of overleaf, if you know what overleaf is. So it's basically a section within a platform where you can write your papers, you can write articles, you can, as it says, publish your book. I mean, it allows you to structurally write papers and documents and articles, and have it accessible from anywhere really, and download them as well locally if you like to download them and use it offline. What it also does, and this is almost the second last slide here before we jump onto the actual platform demo. One thing the platform also does, which is quite critical, is the bookmarks and context. Now, the bookmarks is we go through lots of reading, lots of interesting websites, so you can have them all bookmarked in this platform. So again, one place to go and reference to. But the other most critical thing in this platform is what would call is the personal CRM or contacts. During your research, you will, or you may have already engaged with lots of stakeholders, different people from different walk of life, from your, not just supervisors, but from your fellow researchers, from people you want to collaborate, writing another your next journal paper or article, or people that you meet in industry. You can have all of those contacts in one place. So these are all your research contacts. And you can have a single point of reference in this platform. So you can actually quickly go and see them. You can also take notes against them. You can have assigned tasks. Let's say you want to meet with someone to discuss your paper that you met in a conference. You can take all this information in this platform, and the platform will acknowledge you or alert you to do certain things. There is also a Qurra app, and we'll go through that. The Qurra app is a basic, simple app available on both platforms, Android and iOS. iPhone. The app has two main features. It shows you the calendar, your to-do list, task list, things that you have to do, and your notes, so you can read your notes, and we'll see that very soon. There is a development roadmap. What we're planning to do is really bring the cloud integration, then institutions to have a research progress dashboards. Qurra Lite, we are developing another lighter version of this platform for students from developing country who do not require a very sophisticated tool. They're just looking for simple tools, cloud-based tools to manage their research papers and references. And then Qurra Academics, we're bringing some world-renowned academics on the platform to be able to write micro blogs, if you will. Platform is hosted in a very scalable environment in the UK. It's all backed up throughout every day with automatic failovers. It's across the world data centers. It's all secure using the encryption and under GDPR compliance. So all your data is secure and safe and under compliance of the UK privacy law. So no one can access it, pretty much what it says. That's a very quick, I think that's the end of the slide really. Here, this is where we end the actual slide, and we can jump into the actual demo of the platform, and perhaps I can also show you the app very quickly. I'll take a pause here, Dr. Badri, if anyone wants to ask anything at this point, or do you want me to jump into the platform first and then we take it from there? I'll let you decide. So should we continue?
I guess we can continue.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm just going to close a couple of windows here so I can see what I'm showing you. Basically, the platform right now is open only for University of New South Wales, Australian Defence Force Academy, and IIUM, I think. So you may be able to sign up now, but if you can't, then after this demo, I guess through the IIUM management, we will get you access to the platform. So that's not a problem. What you're looking at is basically the sign-in page. This is where you go. So it's actually qurra.co, has a basic simple login page. Put your email and password, and if you, as I said, if you don't have an account, you may well have to go and create an account. But in this case, because I'm using my same email, in this case, in your case, you may have to double check with IIUM if you have access to it or not. So because I already have an account, so I'm going to show you what the platform does. I'll take you through pretty much all the major features of the platform. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pause it quickly and move the screens because I have two screens. I'm just going to quickly move it on this screen so I have better angle to look at. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, okay, perfect. Now I'm going to share the screen too. All right. So when you log in, what you see is you see this dashboard. This dashboard basically shows quite a few things. It has right now everything it looks flat because it's a demo account, not necessarily showing. It doesn't have all the engagement on the platform because I mainly use it for demo. So if you are using this platform regularly, you will see the data reflecting your engagement, your engagement with the platform. So what really happens on the dashboard is a snapshot of what you've been up to. So how many files you got on the platform, how many files you read, what is the status in the last 7 days, last 14 days of reading, how many files you're reading, progressing on whole. So basically, this dashboard shows you your research activities around literature review, if you will, mainly around what you are reading for your research. So that's a dashboard shows. It also has some components like to-do list, things that has to be done. So this is your task that you want to, tasks which are outstanding. But mainly this dashboard is about showing the progress within the qualitative research or within the literature review of your research. So that's what the dashboard is showing. So how many files or how many papers in this case I've read, how many in progress, top codes that I've created, and the and on the top right is basically an announcement slider. So on the left hand side, what you're looking at is different options. So these are different options there in the side menu. There's quite a bit there. I'm not going to take you through all of them because there's a lot in the platform, and I'll let you guys play with it yourself. And then, so there's a bit of a help in the platform as well. And it's quite self-explanatory. You will be able to work it out yourself. But I'll take you through the major components of the platform that we discussed in the presentation. So let's go to the activity sections. Activity basically shows what the researcher, what in this case, what learner or I have been up to, how many assets or how many codes I've done, how many notes I've taken on the platform, how many to-dos I've had, and how many of them I've completed. I've got none right now, but you will, as I said, you will see a lot of movement here when you're using it. This is what the supervisor sees as well. So supervisors have view of this screen about you or about the person who's using this, or about their student. They cannot see anything beyond this. They cannot see what you're reading. They cannot see what tasks you have. They cannot see what codes you're making, but they can only see the what we call as the metadata. They can only see if you are coding or not, if you are reading or not, if you are taking notes or not, if you are completing your tasks or not. But they cannot see what tasks, what notes. So they cannot see the actual data. So this is where the privacy comes in. They will not be able to see it, but they will be able to see the engagement. Point of that really is for supervisors to have for supervisors to be able to help you. Let's go to supervisor section. Supervisor section this is where you communicate with the supervisor. So think of it as a cross between your WhatsApp or your chat platform and email. So this is where you communicate with your supervisor. You can create a message, you can select a supervisor, you can send them a message, you can attach a file. So it keeps the logging of the files, it keeps the version, what we call it the version control. What it means, it tracks the change in the file. So for example, if you want to share the first draft with your supervisor, you send it through this. So you send it through here. So the supervisor and you both have a track of what was the first draft, then what was the second draft, and you can use it for audit, or supervisors can use it as an audit purpose as well. That you can say, well, I've sent you an email, my first draft, but you've never received it, but I did send it to you. How do we confirm that you did send it or not? So all of that confirmation, all of those auditing is done here. So once you start using this platform, it actually helps you and supervisors to be able to confirm or deny exchange of messages or thoughts or files. So this is basically used for communication. You can, well, yeah, so this is just a dummy. And supervisors can also reply, so they have a different dashboard, they have a different platform to log in and control this. Planner this is where you will live, really. This is where the actual research should be planned. So this is the task that you design, or sorry, this is the tasks. Let me start again. This is where you will take all your tasks, your notes, and to-do things, and this will be your go-to place in the morning, for example, because planner should tell you what the tasks are for today. So if I go and say tomorrow I must, if I click on it, it pops up the screen. I must send an email to Dr. Badri, for example, and I can just take a note and say whatever it needs to remind me for. If there is any file, I can say when to remind me, what time, and then there's some other settings as well about the progress of this task. I can take this task to say email. I can take a task to call. I can have task for meetings. So this is basically your to-do list. Now, why do we have it here? It's here because a good research. This is again comes from the experience and the feedback we've been receiving from other researcher. A good researcher has a plan. So, and if you have a plan in which you keep it outside this platform, then again you have multiple things to deal with. So if you have all your planning, all your research in one platform, they all communicate with each other. So if you have a reading, for example, if you want to read something on, let's say I want to read something on Sunday, the 20th, sorry, let's say I want to read something on the 31st of March, I can actually select what I want to read, and the platform will remind me to read this essay. So it's all integrated. And again, you can have a list of readings, and you can say, well, I want to read this paper basically on Friday. And I can set a progress to say, well, I haven't started yet. So I can save it, it saves, and then it sends an alert to you when next time you log into the platform. It will show you. The app on your phone will send you an alert as well. I'll show you how it works. So you are constantly alerted or informed about things that you must do throughout your research. So this is where you should plan, and this is where we all plan. As I use this platform as well, obviously, as I would, and the all of that. So all of that is basically kept in the same place. I do have a question. I'll look at it in a second. Search is basically a search across the platform, so you can search across keywords, you can search across journals, titles, ratings, status, notes, and I'll get to search in a second. But let's go straight to the projects. Projects is your qualitative research. This is where you read all your paper. This is your Mendeley. This is your EndNote. And this is your reference manager plus other things, which I'll show you what I meant by those things. So this is where you read, you code. This is your Max QDA. So this is where the action is happening. You can create different, what we call it, projects or folders, if you will. Within that project, you can have different groups, and so again, subfolders, you can call it. And in those groups, you can store all the files. So this is where you actually store all your papers. So what you do is you just upload your paper, drag and drop all of them in one go. And if there is a RIS file with those papers, it automatically combines the RIS data with the actual paper. And the RIS is the Research Information System file, which stores the metadata about the file. As long as the file name, which is the PDF name, and the RIS name is the same. If, let's say, file name is xyz.pdf and RIS is xyz.ris, the platform will automatically merge the metadata in the PDF file. So just to make it easy. And also, I think it allows you to tag them while you're uploading in bulk. Oh, yep. So you can actually tag them as well at the same time. So once you've uploaded your file, and I want to take you through this very quickly, because this is the most powerful feature of the platform, is let's just open, I'm going to open something here. Let's just open something here. All right, let's go just open this file. So basically this, once you upload the file, it tells you all the information about the file, the author, some indicators are here, and there's a little blue note icon. That means the actual file has notes. There are other status that are you reading on hold, you put on hold, citations, you can copy citations from here, you can pin this file, you can go back to it, export, open tab, show you that in a second what that means. But if I go into that paper, let's open that paper very quickly. So once you open the paper, it opens it in this reader on the right hand side, and here it allows you to basically annotate and code your literature. So here in this case, you can say this is a highlight and this is a simple note. But if I add, there is an example. No, there isn't. Okay, let's just do that here. If I go and highlight a section and put a hashtag, and I can call it anything, this becomes a code. It becomes, as much as annotated, but it also becomes code. What it means is you can now search by this code across the platform. So it, as we discussed earlier on, it is specific. So code is basically a certain type of concept within a bigger data set. So you actually code like that. You can also add text to it if you like. You can say, this is a brilliant point. And you now have a code called idea, but also a note or a annotation around it. What happens is you obviously have to save it. Once you save it, it actually gets stored into code section. So it shows you exactly how many, where I highlighted the paper, what sort of codes I've made into paper. I've never made any code because I haven't saved it yet. It actually shows you the codes in the paper. It also allows you to see the research information file of this paper. So all the information about the authors and the institutions, you can edit it or you can upload a RIS file. I can take notes about this paper as well. So if I go into the notes section, let me just go into the split. Let me go back. So what it allows you to do is allows you to show the notes as well. It should bring up the notes, unless I've got no notes. No, I've got notes. Yep, sorry. So it shows me the notes section where I can write down about this paper. So I have my own view about this paper. I can say, yep, important paper with some great ideas, use it for future work, or whatever I want to write down. So I can take, my own synopsis of this paper and I can save it. Once I've saved it, what happens, and this is quite critical, and this is a brilliant feature of this platform, is it allows you to download all of this with the paper. So you can have the paper, you can also have all the annotation, all the codes, and your notes as one file. So you can have this PDF file, and the option is here, export. Before I click on export, there's also rating. I can rate this paper. This is my internal rating. I can move it around in different projects and different folders. So if I export it, see what happens. It actually brings, oh, you open on the side here. Let me just bring this file in. So all my notes, all my annotations, everything's in one place. It gives me a basic idea, and I can print the paper as well. I can print my notes. So the idea behind this summary export is that we read so much throughout. And if you're writing, taking lots of notes and codes against literature, you should be able to download it. You can also do it in bulk. So you can select multiple paper, download as one file. You can print it and then read it. So you don't have to go back to the paper again, for example. You can just go through the codes and the annotations that you've made in the actual paper. You can download it all as one file. So, and then other things are happening here. There's you can edit it, you can delete files. You can also do citations. You can copy citation from here. You can pin this file. With what it means, you can actually pin this file. So the pin files go up here. All your pin files are here. So anything that you like, you want to read it later. And you can also change the status of this file. So as soon as you open anything in this platform, it changes and you move page, it changes the status to read status, which means you're reading it, in progress. And then you can mark it red. So you can just go and click on red, and then it goes green. That means you've already read this paper. And then different stats get updated in the platform. So there's a lot in there, and you can go and explore it yourself. So Sari, I'll come back to you in a second with your answer. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly go through some of the other stuff as well. All of the codes that are made in the platform, it's all here. So these are different codes made in the platform. You can just access these codes. You can click on it. It'll take you straight to that code, the list of codes. You can see them in detail. There you go. So different pages, different papers. These are codes these are the codes, for example, across the platform. They use acronym. Motivations. All your papers have comments, highlights, shapes, strikeouts, underlines. If you've done all of that across your literature, you can shortcut to them. You can click here, and then it will take you straight to all the papers where you actually have all the comments, your shortlets, your highlights, your strikeouts. So again, these are the shortcuts here. So if you've seen MaxQDA, you're probably familiar with this. This is very similar to MaxQDA feature, but what we call it, the power features like notes taking, exporting the notes, and combining them all together is what Qurra does really well. Then we have the slider where we have a slider where this is where you do your presentation. That's where I think I mentioned everything is in one place, so I can create a slider. Let's go to this one, for example. I've got this one. So this is where you create different slides. You can have your slide title, your text, whether it's visible or not, speaker notes, and you start the presentation. And this is your you present it. What it does, it allows you to present it. So there you go. So that's the so there are two screens. One is the actual presentation, and this is the actual speaker notes. So I can have it on the second screen, and I can actually communicate my speech or my talk, my presentation well. So and I can control it. So this is basically control, all the slides are controlled from both sides. So I can change the slides from the actual main slides or the speaker notes. So this is basically a remote sliding slider or presentation. So I'm just going to speed up a little bit. Let me just close that. So that's the slide section. Notes is where you take notes. You just go add new note, start typing away, attach files, tag it, and all the tags get stored here. There's also shortcuts here, I think, add a note. So you can do it from anywhere. So even if I'm in a planner, I think, yep, I remember that. Yep. So I can take a note or I can add a to-do. So the idea is that that you have a shortcut to take a note. So I can just click on it, take a note. So if I want to type something really important, a thought just occurred to me, I want to take a quick note, I can do that. I can add tags to it, add new tags. And what happens is these are the tags get stored here. So all the notes are sorted by tags. So different tags are there about the notes that I've created in the platform. Writer it's bigger than notes. Notes is just your quick notes. Writer is where you actually write a full journal, paper, book, story, whatever you want to do. This is where you start a project. So you start a project. In this case, I've got this project called ICWSS. And in this project, when I go into the project, this is a conference paper, for example, I can start adding pages. And this is slightly different. You can see there's a title, status, text, synopsis, notes, resources. So when I'm writing, I can attach all the resources that I've used for this paper, which I may want to cite or don't want to cite it, or these are just the resources that I used for this writing. These are my inspiration, images, PDF file, Word document, whatever you want to have. And these synopses and these notes are stored in the platform for quick indexing, for you to be able to find what you've written, if you want to use that page, if you want to use this page or not, or you want to move it around, so you can change the order and then you can export it. So all of that is in one place. So this is basically, as I said, this is the this is your, yep, there you go, export as a Word document, export as PDF. So the idea is we will in future add templates here, so where you will be able to write. So you write normal like you would do now, but the output would be in a specific template. If IIUM wants you to have a specific template, that would be built in, and you don't have to do anything. You'll just write away here. You know, this is my this. So you'll just write away, and output will be in compliance with what IIUM wants you to have, or their template. It will be all built in. So this is the future plan. We're working on it. You will see it in the near future. Bookmarks I mentioned, just add your bookmarks here. All the bookmarks are here. You can just add it. You can upload a CSV file, all your bookmarks in one place, and your context. This is quite important here. Again, the contexts are your personal CRMs, people you engage with during your PhD. You can just add them here. And once you have them, you can actually go in there and you can add more information and you can start taking notes. So I've got some test demo notes here. As I was introduced to Alex by Rachel via email on the 6th of 7th. And then I had a call with Alex on Monday, the 19th at 1 p.m. So I can take all my notes and I can have reminders here as well. So if I need to do something about Alex, or if I want to speak to Alex, let's say in 6 months' time, the platform will then remind me to say, well, can get in touch with Alex and then, you know, you may want to speak to him about something. So all of that is in one place. This is quite a critical feature. A lot of people use it. And And what you don't see here is, because I can't see, is a learning feature. So there is a learning feature in the platform which will appear to some of, or appear for some of you. It may not be for all of you, but some of you will see the learning feature who will be. So this feature is enabled by the supervisors. If they think they need to receive some learning content, some papers, whatever the learning related to your learning during your research, you will receive that through that section. It's not here, but it's very simple. It's just a feed with all the learning content, and the platform knows when you've actually opened it, when you're ready, so it records all of that interaction. So that's a very quick overview of the platform. I've got a few minutes. Yeah, I think I should wrap up now and move to Q&A. Dr. Badri, I've got a few questions just came in. How do you want me to go about? Do you want me to answer them first, Dr. Badri, or I'll take a pause here now? And yeah, so that's pretty much the platform. Ask your questions, and I think I'm not sure how the Q&A will be facilitated. So I think Naima can help us, or Dr. Badri.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Syed. All right, so I see that we have a question in our chat box, Zoom. If we can together refer to it, from Saria, a PhD student from Islamic Banking and Finance, IIUM. So she said that this app seems like Trello and Slack for controlling project management in a team. And the questions are, is this app safe for keeping our data? One of it. And then, is this free charge or paid apps? I'm sorry if you have mentioned it earlier. And okay, for the third question, is it only for student in IIUM when we are still student, or after graduate, you can still use this app for other research collaboration with any individual and institutional?
Yeah, so I'll answer that. So the platform, Trello, Slack, project management. Yeah, so your PhD management, but there's no Kanban board really. You can see that. So your Trello usually is Kanban boarding, mainly cards moving around, and Slack is communication. Yeah, you can think it like that. You're managing your research, so absolutely project management or research management is the core feature of this platform. Is it secure? Your data secure? Absolutely secure. It's backed up, and there was a slide about where we store the data. It's all backed up, but at the same time, we all have the responsibility to make sure everything is secure. We don't do things where someone else can get control of our data and delete it, or for example buy or get access by someone else that you don't want them to access it. But in terms of the platform, the structure, the databases, the security is all the same as any other platform really. It's a commercial product, has gone through all the safety and checks. Is it free? It is free for IIUM students at this point, and it is only for IIUM students right now, free, and you are more than welcome to use it, and you can continue to use it outside the, for the research collaboration for people. If the people are working with you from other institution, we can look into that. If they want to use it, we can provide this platform to them as well. The qualitative research, yes, it is qualitative at this point only. As you can see, the coding and the way the platform is operating in terms of the actual asset management, or the file management, literature management rather. You can use it beyond that if you like to. We have people who are using this platform in healthcare, managing healthcare related knowledge management actually. So we do have an example of people who are using it for completely different reasons, not just qualitative research. Quantitative research, can it be used by quantitative research? Well, you can if you want to, but I haven't had an example of anyone's using it yet. But I would be, I wouldn't be surprised if someone is going to use it for quantitative research. But basically, it's designed for qualitative research. So that was the question I think Amirullah asked.
All right, do we have any more questions? We will open the floor to everybody. You may unmute your mic and direct your question to our speaker.
I actually, while people are thinking about asking a question, I can quickly show you the app if you guys are interested in seeing it. Let me just see if I can share that with you, because I'm on different Wi-Fi here. Let me see if I can show you the actual the app on my phone. Qurra app. Just switch here. Unfortunately not, because I'm on a the way Zoom works is if you're on the same Wi-Fi network, allow you to share your phone screen, but my computer's on a LAN, a fixed network, and my phone is on a different Wi-Fi, so you can't see my you can't see Zoom. Sorry. Yeah. So back to the questions. You can download the app from App Store, and once you have access to the platform, then you will be able to log into the app and see all the features. It's not that complicated.
All right, so Sister Sari did reply something saying thank you to Brother Shahzad and that she's from Indonesia and working in one of the university, the government university. And this compliments to the app. That is very interesting.
Yeah, thank you. You're more than welcome to use it, and you can use it for free. That's the so the main aim of the platform is really there's no commercial interest at this point. The platform is designed to be used by academics. And especially partners that we're working with, the people who are in this call obviously came through the references of IIUM or from IIUM. You will all have access to it without any cost, so it's all free.
All right, do we have any more questions? So Brother Syed, you are already done with your presentation?
Yep, that's correct. So I think the only thing which is left is how do you get access to it? I really can't remember if you can just go and sign up with IIUM, because there is a security check on the platform. I think you have to have at this point email address that ends with iium.edu.my, I think. Just double check, just try signing up, and if you can't sign up, then I guess they can contact you, Naima, or someone else to get access, and then we can give you all access to it. So just if you just send us your email addresses, whoever wants to access the platform through Naima, then we will organize you access to the platform. Yeah, so that's easy. That's the way you will get access to it if you can't sign up directly.
Yeah, sure. If any of you have problems in signing up or any other queries, you may just direct it to us, to IIUM Academy email address, and we'll refer back to you. Okay, so I believe there is no more questions. We have come to the end of our program today. Thank you very much to Mr. Syed and all of you who have participated, who have joined our program today. On behalf of the organizer, I would like to really take this opportunity to express our gratitude and appreciation to Mr. Syed Shahzad for your precious time and all your willingness to be our speaker today. It's a great honor to have you. Thank you. And our gratitude also goes to all participants as well as for your commitment and participation. We apologize on behalf of the IIUM Academy and the co-organizers for any shortcoming in handling today's webinar. Inshallah, we will be uploading today's session to our official YouTube channel. So if you miss any part or you want to refer back to it again for your future reference, you can subscribe to our official YouTube channel, IIUM Academy of Graduate and Professional Studies. Stay tuned with us as we will also be announcing our upcoming programs via our social media platform. So follow us on Instagram. You may look for IIUM Academy. Follow us on Facebook, IIUM Academy of Graduate and Professional Studies. It's all in our platform. So we look forward to seeing you again. As for today, we'll end our session. Thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Everybody.